Hello there, my name is Robbie Weidman, and this is a video walkthrough for Project 2, which is a flashcard app for the Spring 2026 CodePath WEB-102 Intermediate Web Development project. So let's get started. So the requirements are that the app displays the title of the card set, a short description, and the total number of cards. Well, here's our title, Astronomy Exam 4 Flashcards, Cosmic Concept Study Deck. And here's a little bit of information about it. Study major terms from stellar evolution, black holes, galaxies, cosmology, and astrobiology. Click the card to flip it, then use the next button to move through the deck, right? So I try to make this as intuitive to somebody that's not very tech savvy as possible as far as a web app goes. Let's see. We'll get to the code here in a little bit, but it's in there for the array, which makes the list of card pairs. Right, and we have the total number of cards. This is how many cards we have, because that's how many terms I had in my study guide last semester that I filled out, and then I just took that data and put it in here. And then we have 3 difficulty levels for categories. This one's hard. You can see that one's hard. We'll get through it here in a minute. Okay. Let's see. A single card at a time is displayed. Sure is. Only half of the information pair is displayed at a time. And when you click the card, it flips over, showing the back and the answer. So the definition of, what was this? Liquid water criterion. Conditions allowing liquid water, often used as a basic requirement for potential life, which, side note, comes into play when you're talking about the Drake equation, which I'll get to here in a minute. So yeah, when you flip it back over, boom. And when you click next, you get a new card and a new definition for the term. So one thing I do want to point out here is that I did quite a bit of optional stuff, and then I added extra stuff on top of that. So all my cards contain some sort of image. There's a chunk of them, but not too big, that have this. I put a NASA default picture, because some of the stuff would be kind of hard to represent via picture for people that weren't taking it. So I was trying to make it for people that just kind of stumble upon it. And let's see, if you go to the next one, see it's got this picture here about an active galactic nucleus, or AGN. Where we go? I lost my place over here on the README. Sorry. Some or all cards have those images. Yep. Cards have different visual styles, such as color, based on the category. So there's hard. I think the last one was hard too. Hard, medium. And when you flip it over, it still says medium. You can get it easy is green. Boom, boom. There we go. And here's some more additional stuff that I added. So I added a link to my video on the Drake equation in one card, because I made a video about it specifically, and it's kind of fun to watch if you are into this kind of stuff. Now here's the thing. This is randomized every time. There we go. Wow, that was actually quicker than the first time I tried filming this. So what I did is I added this because I made a video kind of with my calculation for the Drake equation that, well, if you know anything about it, you know that these numbers are pretty much all made up and the points don't matter, which I reference. But anyway, so this link here opens up a brand new tab, leaves the other one in place, and it starts my video. Good, I got it muted because I am a loud narrator, as you can probably tell. And it just goes through the video about it, right? So they can go here, they can check out the video or not. I don't, it's not like it's going to go public. Another thing I did, and I'm going to pull over my VS Code here that I'm reading from, is one thing I did is let's see, where's my, I guess my control button doesn't, that worked. I have my control button set up to Flash, but it doesn't do it. So I added that link, and then I moved the flashcard function into its own file, flashcard.jsx. Here's all my images I've got stored here. So let's look at flashcard.jsx. Here is all my stuff for that. And if we go back to the README, the cards did continue to randomly repeat with no stop, often repeating before the entire array of listed dictionaries of the definitions and such had been completed. I implemented an in card and option to restart. So let me show you that real quick. We're going to go over here, and then we're just going to go all the way through. And if you'll notice up here, this is another thing I implemented, was this counter. It will tell you what card out of 58 you're on. It will tell you how many cards in the deck remain. If you watch it, you can just see those numbers go up. And you can randomly go through here, and you can tell that every single one's got a different That's funny. If you watch quickly when I go to click next, during its animation, you could see the definition change. Boop, real quick. But so yeah, let's see. If you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're at the very end. Here's what I did, because it was getting kind of annoying when I was first going through my first draft of this, basically, where these cards were so random that it would not even cycle through the whole thing, and it would, like, I'd keep getting the same card every so many cards. And so I developed a function here, or method, whatever you want to call it, to where it gets to the end, instead of saying next card, it says finish deck. When you click finish deck, it says you made it to the end of the deck. Nice work. You reviewed all 58 cards. And then you could click and you can restart the deck, all random, from the beginning. Now back to the code. Got a lot of stuff open here. Sorry. We got through that. Added styling through CSS, and added that card counter and that little pill at the top. And I've just got to finish this part. So let's see. Flashcard is in its own little thing. I moved it from, it could have sat there in app.jsx, but I like to have my components separately. Usually I have a separate components thing when I'm building, because I tend to build with React when I do my projects, but I'm trying to remain with JavaScript and all that fun stuff here. Here's all my fun CSS, right? I guess that's just a picture that I had for the Chandish card limit. And app. So as you can see, we're going to be talking about that list of pairings and stuff. So what I did is I used useState, imported obviously app, and imported Flashcard, because this wouldn't work unless I did. And then I made a construction for the base cards and everything like that. And basically 3 things in here: question, image, and answer. The question being the term, like this one's red giant. Then it focuses and it pulls, or not focuses, it finds and pulls the image from public/public here. And then it gives the answer. And there's a couple that are default and all that kind of stuff. Then you get to the bottom, and then it's just the build. Yeah, let's see, where did I put here's the shuffle order, which is, randomized, math.floor. Construct a constant construct. I can always call them constructs, but of the different categories. And then here's how it calls it: get difficulty by index. So, and yeah, and then here's the flip logic and all sorts of stuff. So, and of course here's the basic return, and here's where we actually use Flashcard. So thanks for watching. Again, my name is Robbie Weidman. It's a pleasure being able to, an honor and all that, being able to be part of this class, and I really appreciate it. It's weird for me. I use Tailwind a lot, so I'm going back to CSS, which, Tailwind to CSS, just you to do it all in one spot. I'm hoping maybe we'll get to Tailwind by the end of the course. Again, Robbie Weidman. Thanks for watching. Bye.